We have some needlepoint that was donated to the museum from a senior center in Quincy, the Kennedy Center, I believe, and we're going to use it in our classroom programs. So when we have our school groups, there are two parts of the program. They go through our exhibit upstairs, and then they come downstairs to the classroom, and they have a creative side to what they do. They do posters. They do a reenactment of the trial of the soldiers in the Boston Massacre. And we have a program about maps, where we show them antique maps of Massachusetts, and then they color in a map of Boston showing how the land was filled in. So we'd like to use these in conjunction with that to show them some important buildings in Boston. Points were done and donated to us, and we're going to be framing them and putting them up in the classroom. So this is the State House from 1795. And a little bit of trivia why it's called Beacon Hill, some people find interesting. The Puritans were worried that an English fleet might come to suppress the colony, so they put a beacon up on Beacon Hill, and that's where the name comes from. So that's our government right down to the present time. This is Quincy Market and Faneuil Hall, and obviously Faneuil Hall is here. It's called the Cradle of Liberty and played a very important role in the American Revolution. And for Quincy, you may know that Quincy is named for the Quincy family, but Josiah Quincy was also the mayor of Boston, and he developed Quincy Market. So that has a little connection to Quincy as well. And it's one of the leading tourist attractions in Boston. This is the Trinity Church in the Back Bay, and if you ever go to the Thomas Crane Public Library in Quincy, you would say the same architect did this. It's H.H. Richardson. So this is a very famous building. It's across from the Boston Public Library. And as I said, we do this map program to show where the land was filled in. This is all filled in land. This is on Beacon Hill, and this is one of the most exclusive neighborhoods on Beacon Hill. It's called Louisburg Square. And it's actually named after a battle during the French and Indian War where some Massachusetts soldiers went up and conquered a French fortress called Louisburg. But this would be one of the nicest places to live in Boston right to the present time. We have a view of Newberry Street, so another Back Bay location that would be filled in land. And this is a great place for shopping. It's kind of an upscale shopping area. And so, these are going to be used in the classroom. And we have the students doing posters. Some of them might copy some of these as part of their poster. We'll see how that develops, but very grateful to receive them, and we're going to put them to good use. This obviously is the public gardens. You can see the swan boats. And we have a program for third graders where they have to know the state symbols, and they learn about that poem, Make Way for Ducklings. So everybody will immediately recognize this image as well. When you see in our classroom, we have murals that were done by a former staff member who retired, but she did images of buildings around Massachusetts, different time periods. So we have the State House up there. We currently have a group from Duxbury here. We have the King Caesar House in Duxbury, and so we have all these buildings of different periods. And then she also did just a few scenes. She has a picture of the night of Paul Revere's ride, and you can see the Old North Church and the steeple in the North Church. And then around the closets, they're just storage closets, she painted architectural detail. So it looks like you're in a mansion that has a nice architectural detail and archway above it. So when students come in, they notice that the style of these would blend in well with that. So we think that it fits in well that way as well.